this first news story, as we've hinted at multiple times, Xbox business update confirms 4 exclusives going multi-platform, reveals Diablo 4 Game Pass date. Kat Bailey over at IGN writes, Xbox revealed its vision for the future today in a podcast featuring executive Phil Spencer, Sarah Bond, and Matt Booty, who did their best to articulate the path forward for the platform amid reports of plans to embrace a third-party publishing strategy. The business update confirmed that 4 games will be releasing on other platforms, though Xbox did not provide additional details. It also revealed Xbox's plans for Activision Blizzard games on Game Pass while teasing the largest technical leap you will have ever seen in a hardware generation for its next console. That's kind of like what they told us for this generation, and so far, no one's really showed much of
remakes
anything.
and remasters.
Yeah, I'm not seeing much of anything going on lately, but I digress. Here's everything that was announced. Xbox revealed its plans for PS5 and more. The biggest news was Xbox's confirmation that 4 games will indeed be going multi-platform. Spencer declined to name the game, saying only the teams that are building those games have announced plans that are not too far away. As we know, games teams put a lot of energy into their announcements and partners, so I don't want to take anything away from those teams. So I won't be talking about those titles specifically, but when they come out, it'll make sense. Just that sentence right there. The teams that are building those games have announced plans that are not too far away. Makes me think
Direct.
Nintendo Direct. Like, oh yeah, next week. Just wait. Asking whether Indiana Jones and Starfield will be among the games going multi-platform, Spencer said they are not. As for the 4 games that will be going multi-platform, The Verge reports, so the rumors, I guess, or speculation, reports that they will be Hi-Fi Rush, Pentiment, Sea of Thieves, and Grounded. And that was kind of my prediction for Direct, is like, all right, let's just, there's no need to piecemeal this out. Let's just do a big bang, 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 bang. Xbox coming to Switch. Stay tuned for more. Here's this, that, and the other thing, you know? I think Xbox. The Xbox Wire post reads, to ensure long-term success for both Xbox and the industry as a whole, we must continue to evolve. Today, we announced that we will expand the communities we reach. We are currently in the process of bringing 4 Xbox games to other platforms. These titles which have been available to Xbox players for at least a year, including hidden gems that deserve to be experienced more widely, and live service games whose communities will benefit from welcoming even more players. We will share more details on those titles soon. The last thing is that Diablo 4 is finally coming to Game Pass. The update also confirmed that Diablo 4 is coming to Game Pass on March 28th, which I can't wait for. I don't have Game Pass, but I'll pick up Game Pass just for that, because I've held off. I held off on Diablo 4, not only because of the whole Activision Blizzard. I wasn't going to play a game until Bobby Kotick was out of there. I haven't played.
Which he is.
I haven't played. Yeah, I can finally play Activision Blizzard games. And if I don't have to spend $60 on it, I only have to pay like $9.
I'll take it.
That's great for a month. Try it out for a month. With this being only the beginning for Activision Blizzard games on the service, fans have been waiting for Activision Blizzard to arrive on Game Pass since the deal closed last year, with Spencer chalking up the delay to regulatory challenges. Xbox also reaffirmed its commitment to the service, saying that Game Pass will continue to be only be available on Xbox platforms and will have all first-party games on day one. It's funny he says that, because I feel like it was just not long ago. Well, no, it's funny he says that, because I'm pretty sure Game Pass is available.
You want to jump into it?
Game Pass, there's Game Pass apps on other devices. Like there's on Samsung TV.
The Samsung TV.
Yeah, and isn't there also an app on? I mean, there's an app on Androids as well.
And iPhone now.
Now there is, yeah. After they kind of settled their differences a little bit, but so it seems weird for him to say that when it's not true. But all right. Yeah, on the console front, Xbox confirmed, because that was the other thing, people were freaking out about with exclusives and games going other places. What's the point of this box? What's going on here? Well, not only are they not all games going other places, but they say Xbox confirmed that it's working on a next-gen console and that it will be the largest technical leap you'll have ever seen in a hardware generation. Also appeared to tease new hardware for this holiday, which that was wild when they said that. Like, oh yeah, they're coming this holiday. You're going to hear more. It's like, dude,
it's that refresh.
You think it'll be like a Xbox Series XS or something like that, or
Well,
X,
yeah, remember
Elite?
Remember they had that whole leak come out, and they had the revision that was supposed to be coming out this year. So that's probably what they're talking about.
You're right. I totally forgot about that. I guess, or actually, I didn't forget about it. I guess in my head it already happened, but now that I think about it, yeah, there hasn't been any new consoles other than that. The Black Series S that came out,
which
right?
I don't really count. It's just a colorway.
Yeah, well, in the 1 terabyte hard drive, right? I had a bigger hard drive.
Yeah, even still, same deal.
The
same
thing.
internals, same speed, same all that.
But according to a tweet here they put out, Xbox hardware will also continue to be a flagship experience for players and for game developers to launch games on with a robust and innovative multi-year hardware roadmap, including more console and controller options for you this holiday. And that's something that we kind of touched on the last couple of weeks of talking about all this Xbox news. Is all the Xbox fanboys are losing their minds, like, oh, why do I have this? Why do I have this console then? If you're going to put games other places, like, I should just buy a PlayStation then. It's like, well,
the
no.
sky is falling right now.
Like this says, Xbox hardware, and this has always been the case. They didn't have to say this. This is understood, but people are dumb, so they had to say it. Xbox hardware will also continue to be a flagship experience for players and game developers to launch, just like we talk about with PlayStation. The best place to play PlayStation games has been and always will be on PlayStation. It's going to be the same thing for Xbox. The best place to play Xbox games is going to be on the Xbox consoles, because that's what they're like optimizing the games for their consoles. So yeah, who cares? Like, Starfield shows up on PS5, great, but you know what? It's not gonna run as good. It's gonna have issues, just like the freaking a PS3 game when they put Last of Us Part 1 on Steam, and freaking 3090 or 4090 couldn't run the thing. Like,
that's because that team was like, "What do you mean we have to develop for more than one SKU of hardware?"
It's like So it's like if you want a game. If you really enjoy those franchises put out by Xbox, continue buying their box, because that's where it's going to run the best.
Or a Samsung TV.
Or a Samsung TV if you want to stream it. So that's like, again, that's revisiting the hullabaloo from a couple weeks ago a little bit, but I like that they reiterated it, like, hey, calm down everyone, because even if we do put games other places, Xbox is still going to be home to the best experience of it, which is 100% true. And always has been the case and always will be the case. Like, that's not going to change. Just because they put a game on PlayStation or on Switch doesn't mean it's going to suck on Xbox. It just means it's actually going to be probably better on Xbox, and it's going to be
vice versa for any other platform.
Okay, everywhere else. So yeah. I've read a lot here. Talked about a lot about their update. Adrian, what is your biggest takeaways then with all of this? Because I assume you watched this or kind of was up to date on it when this happened last week.
I did watch it, and how should I say? I really don't think this needed to be an event, or I should say, this could have been an event, but now it feels like damage control when it probably wasn't originally slated to be.
Yeah, because
of people misconstruing everything that is happening, and again, like we were saying the sky is falling. As far as the content of the meeting, what?
I was just gonna say, I don't know. I was just having flashbacks. I don't know if it's a nostalgic flashback or if it's PTSD. But to 2 weeks ago when we released the TikToks and the reels and the shorts and stuff, and the hate and vitriol we got for 2 days in a row, I loved it. I honestly loved it, because it was just like, one day we were the Xbox fanboys, and then the next day we were the Sony ponies, and it's like, these people don't know.
Make up your mind.
These people don't know what they're talking about. But yeah, people are like you said. Sorry, I interrupt you, but you just mentioned like, oh, the sky is falling, and yes, that's exactly what a lot of the sentiment of the comments were.
To the point that some people sold their Xbox stuff because they heard that the games are going other places, and I'm sure they are absolutely regretting that decision right now. Mm-hmm. I don't know. As far as the content goes, I feel like this could have been a press release or an Xbox blog post, especially because they didn't tell us what was going to other consoles. All they told us is pretty much what's not. And I want to do an earmark on that one, because everything that Phil said you can basically add a right now at the end of it, right? Indiana Jones and Starfield aren't coming right now because these 4 games are a litmus test.
Yeah.
They want to see if these are going to do gangbusters on other platforms. And if they do, you bet your bottom dollar by the end of 2025, you will see these flagship games on other platforms.
Yeah.
They'd be stupid not to do it, especially if they're seeing good numbers on other platforms with just these smaller titles.
Yep.
So anything he said, oh, Game Pass it's going to only be on X. No, it's not. No, it's not. If they get good sales numbers on other platforms, you better believe they'll pay whoever they got to pay to get Game Pass over there.
I mean, it's a miracle that we don't have Game Pass on Switch yet. Because, they've had a partnership with Nintendo for a long time. And there hasn't really been any fruits of that at all. Like, they announced it. And at the time, the only thing that came of it was more Minecraft stuff. But otherwise, like, there hasn't been much more going on. But it's really surprising that hasn't happened sooner, at least over there.
There's a couple of things. I mean, the Switch OLED, the kickstand. I'm sure they were like, hey, Microsoft, we really like how that Surface, the back end on that Surface kind of.
You think that was you think that was from Microsoft? They're like, hey, it's the kickstand.
It acts just like a Surface one, like to the T.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't be surprised if they were like, hey, can we, use that patent for our kickstand? And Phil was like, yeah, whatever. They're boys.
Yeah.
I don't. This was a much ado about nothing.
Yeah.
Just like you said earlier, who cares? The games are still coming to Xbox. They're still coming to Xbox day one. And they are still made for Xbox first.
Yep.
So why do you care if they're going somewhere else? You can still play. It doesn't invalidate your purchase if it goes somewhere else.
Thank you so much for watching that clip from our podcast. Remember, if you want to watch the whole episode, the full episode, link will be in the description below. You can click on that and check it out. We got listener questions. We got more news segments. We got what you playing. We got a lot of fun things. So yeah, more than just the news. There's a lot more to the show that you should go check out. So remember, click that link in the description. Check out that full episode.